Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me? Okay, I think it's clear enough. Good evening. Happy Sunday to you all. You're welcome to my live stream, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while. I showed my face. I hope all are doing great today. You're welcome to my live stream. All right. Hope you guys are doing great after the whole Miss Universe drama. Every day, one issue or the other. Anyways, I just want to summarize all that happened, the controversy of this year's pageant, and the other information that I have. I'm going to be talking about it here on my channel. But first of all, I want to talk about, the fact that Miss Jamaica is currently hospitalized, and I don't think I talked about this before the finals. Okay, I didn't talk about it, but Miss Jamaica is currently hospitalized, and she didn't get to participate in the final competition because she had a fall. She fell from the stage during the preliminary competition, and I'm so surprised that though it wasn't announced on the finals night. Okay, nobody talked about it on the finals night. The organizers did not talk about it. At least they would have mentioned it during the finals. But as it is right now, Miss Jamaica is currently still in the hospital after the fall, during the preliminary competition. So it's obvious that, it's a very serious issue, and we're praying that she comes out of it. According to stories I'm hearing, she's currently in the ICU. I think she had a head injury. She fell, and she had a head injury or fracture or whatever. I don't know, and that's what I heard apparently. So at this point, we should include Miss Jamaica in our prayers. I'm sending her, speedy recovery from here, and I hope that she comes out of, the hospital, out of the ICU very, very soon. So you guys should remember Miss Jamaica in your prayers, and pray that she comes out of this whole thing. It's been from one thing to another during this year's competition, and it tells a lot about what the organizers had in mind, from one controversy to the other. So I'm praying and hoping that Miss Jamaica comes out of the ICU and gets better very, very soon. Okay. All right. So that being said, Miss Norway actually spoke out against the results of this year's competition, calling it a fraud. She said that apparently while they were in camp, the they heard that the top 30 has been chosen like about 1 week before the preliminary competition. Okay, so she said a lot of things, and which of course it's actually that's been proven to be true because of what happened during the finals. Okay, so also Miss Estonia has stepped down from her position as Miss Universe Estonia. So a lot of things have been happening. I also Miss Fiji actually spoke out against the organization, and also Miss France. Miss France organization had decided to step down, and also to sell off the franchise. Okay, they want to sell off the franchise of Miss Universe. They don't want to send representative to Miss Universe anymore. So a lot of countries are beginning to boycott Miss Universe at this point. So it is clear that the pageant is not is kind of like whack. Okay, a lot of persons are beginning to boycott the pageant, and I think the most people, or the people that needs to boycott the pageant, are the African countries at this point. I think that it's the huge injustice was done to Africa because of what happened to Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire was the clear winner of the night, but they gave it to Mexico because of corruption, and because of a lot of things which I'm going to be mentioning in this particular live stream. Okay, so stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Okay, let us continue with this particular gist. So also I saw a video or a picture of Miss the current Miss Universe, the fake Miss Universe, Mexico, and the president of Miss Universe, for Rocha, in a very, very kind of in picture. Allegedly, it was said that they are dating. I'm not sure how true it is, but allegedly, the report says that Mexico and the president of Miss Universe are allegedly dating. Okay, and also there's a business merger between Miss Mexico's father and Paul Rocha, allegedly. So I don't know, is this a secret affair, or a business merger between Mexico and and President of Miss Universe? I don't know. What do you guys think? At this point, it is said that they are allegedly having a secret affair, and also Miss Mexico's father and the president of Miss Universe, they are business partners. So which one are we going to believe at this point? Because a lot of rumors have been flying around. So allegedly, we are saying, or we are thinking probably it's a secret affair or it's a business merger. So it's like Miss Mexico's win. It's either she's having an affair allegedly with the president of Miss Universe, or her father is also, is a business partner of the president of Miss Universe. Okay, so it is all this has been exposed by the judge that resigned from the competition, Omar Harfouch. He resigned and exposed a lot in his Instagram page. If you guys are not following him on Instagram, go and follow him. He has said a lot of things, and at this point, I'm beginning to believe most of the things that he's saying, because he also said that allegedly 1 week before, he resigned from the competition, Mr. Raul, mentioned to him that he should vote for Mexico, that Mexico is the candidate that, that they are projecting to win. They had already told Omar Harfouch, that's the judge that resigned, that, he should vote for Mexico. So it was clear that, they had it in mind to crown Mexico from the beginning of this pageant. So, most of these girls, in fact, all the votes that they voted were just a means of getting money from the general public. If they knew that Mexico was going to win, so why go through the stress of voting? Why go through the stress of competing in the pageant? So it's all fraud. It's all orchestrated from the beginning that Mexico was going to win. So this is more or less like a daylight robbery of Miss Ivory Coast. You guys watched my previous video where I talked about the fact that Ivory Coast was actually the winner of the pageant, because if you watch that pageant very well, you know that she was the best in the Q&A, and she gave a sterling performance both in the swimsuit and in the evening wear. So it's obvious and clear that Ivory Coast was the clear winner from the pageant. And if you reverse the results from the last to the first, you know that it's Ivory Coast that was supposed to win the pageant at this point. So that is all that's been said. A lot of things have been coming up, and recently, the judge that resigned, he came out online and he said that there are 5 things he wants the Miss Universe organization to do immediately, like seriously. He has given them deadlines. He has given them what they call it, conditions, for the Miss Universe organization to follow. So he's saying that if they don't follow these conditions, he's going to release a documentary next year on all the corruption that happened in Miss Universe. So he's saying that that he's calling for the immediate resignation of Miss Universe Mexico, as Miss Universe, that's the current Miss Universe from Mexico, that she should resign immediately. That she's not the real winner of the contest. She's a fake winner, and she should resign immediately. So Mr. Omar Harfouch is calling for the resignation of the current Miss Universe from Mexico. So number 2, he's saying that the Mr. Paul Rocha should resign as the president of Miss Universe, because apparently he is the one orchestrating the fraud, in the organization. So he should resign and hand over the baton of power to another person. So he's also saying that they should create an independent committee to supervise the results and audit the results, both at the international and the national levels. So he's also saying that in the national levels, that there's a lot of corruption that happens, that there should be a committee that should audit the results of the national competitions and also the international competitions. You guys know that there's usually an audit committee that is in charge of collecting all the results from the voting, from the judges and all that. So he's saying that there should be an independent committee to supervise the results of the judges and the results of any other person in charge of collecting results. both at the national level and international level. Okay, so that is how they can curb out, this issue of rigging and corruption in the pageant world. Okay, so I quite agree with him when it comes to auditing of those results, because most times the judges themselves, they give out results, and at the end of the day, those results are falsified, because I feel like in this situation there was falsification of results. Um, if you look at the judges from this year's pageant, Andrea Mesa was part of the judges, and she was not even happy after Mexico won, and she's from Mexico. There was a video where they videoed her reaction after Mexico was called up as Miss Universe. She was not even smiling. She was just there. She was just looking. She was not really happy. She was just kind of like looking, looking dumb, like dumbstruck with what happened, and with the final results. So at this point, it's clear that most of the judges, they were not really happy with the results. They were just, used as a tool of manipulation by the president of Miss Universe. So now I really support this creation of independent committee, to supervise the results, and also the immediate resignation of Miss Universe. I'm in support of that. She's just over the social media projecting herself as the winner when she knows that she's not the winner. She very well knows that she was not the winner of the pageant. She's still parading herself. She's still, snapping pictures, posting videos here and there, when she knows that she's a fake Miss Universe. So I'm also in support of, her resignation as Miss Universe at this point. I think she should resign, from her position. And also the Porocha should resign. I'm in support of that. Porocha should resign and also hand over the baton of power to another person. All right, so number four condition that Omar Harford is giving to Miss Universe, he said they should extend the reign of, the outgoing Miss Universe, that's the former Miss Universe, Victoria. That Victoria reign should be extended so that they can now investigate this whole result, investigate this whole pageant, and make sure that, there were no, just to investigate the issue. Pending when their investigation is being carried out, the former Miss Universe Victoria should also continue to reign. But me, I'm not in support of this, because I feel like we all know Ivory Coast won the pageant. We all know that it was Ivory Coast that won. So they should just reinstate Ivory Coast as the winner and not extending Victoria's reign. She has already, her reign has passed. So I feel like, they should reinstate Ivory Coast, and they should recollect the results again based on the Q&A. So that is my own submission to this particular point, where he said they should extend Victoria's reign. Me, I'm not in support of that, though. I'm not in support of extending Victoria's reign. I feel like they should reinstate. They should crown Ivory Coast as the actual winner of the pageant, because it's all clear. It's very clear that Ivory Coast won the pageant, so they should reinstate her as the Miss Universe 2025. That is my own submission on that. So the fifth condition that Judge Omar Hafash gave the Miss Universe organization is that a full investigation into the sale of Miss Universe to Puerto Rican partners should be investigated. Yeah, that it should be looked into. Because with what I'm hearing so far, I think that they've signed. I don't know if it's true, but there's a partial sale of Miss Universe to Puerto Rican partners. You guys know that they announced during the live show that the next Miss Universe, or the next country to host Miss Universe, is the next country to host Miss Universe is Puerto Rico. So obviously they've had issues, they've had an arrangement or agreement with Puerto Rico. So now Mahafat is saying that they should look into the the sale of Miss Universe to the Puerto Rican partners, because obviously it's clear that for them to assign Puerto Rico as the host country for next year's pageant, they've already sold the Miss Universe pageant to Puerto Rico, to Puerto Ricans, obviously, to Puerto Rican partners. So they said they should look into the agreement signed between Miss Universe and the Puerto Rican partners to make sure that there are no, to look into the agreement that they signed, whether there was actually an agreement. Because obviously, if they said an agreement, probably they will tell them that, oh, the only way we can host the pageant next year is when you crown a Puerto Rican representative. Those are the conditions they might give in the agreement. So they should look into the agreement and make sure that this same thing does not happen next year. Because next year they might find out that Puerto Rico might win the pageant, because the partners from Puerto Rico might say that, oh, if we are to host the pageant, then you have to crown a Puerto Rican. Do you understand? So probably that's why that's what Omar Harford is saying. They should look into the documents signed by Miss Universe and Puerto Rico to make sure that there are no clauses or fraudulent clauses in the agreement. So I quite agree with what this particular point that he gave. They should investigate the sale of Miss Universe to the Puerto Rican partners. They should do that as soon as possible. Because if we don't do that, next year it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse next year. Because apparently Paul Rocha is just, going out of hand. He's doing a lot of things which is against the ethics of Miss Universe. So that's it, guys. I have a message here. So what's the message? Let me see. He said they should resign. He said she should resign. Ms. Denmark should extend her reign while they investigate the allegations. If it turns out Mexico has the highest score, then give it to her. They said Ivory Coast got the highest. Okay, yes, of course. Of course. Ivory Coast had the highest votes. We all knew what happened. We all knew that it was a fraud. We all knew that it was orchestrated by Paul Rocha, because apparently, according to what I heard, he's a secret affair with Fatima Bosch of Mexico. That's his current Miss Universe. Allegedly, I heard that he's in a secret affair with her. Also, I heard that allegedly he is in a business partner with he's a business partner with Mexico's father. Apparently, allegedly, I'm not sure about it, I just heard. All this was exposed by the judge that resigned, Omar Harford. He said that was why they gave it to Mexico, because her father and Paul Rocha are business partners. So they said the only way he can continue business with Omar Harford is for them to make his daughter Miss Universe. So there's a lot of things that the judge has exposed, a lot of things that he has exposed. So I feel at this point there's some iota of truth in what he's saying, and he's saying he's going to release a documentary next year, with exposing all that happened during the contest, a lot of things that he said, and with what he said allegedly, I'm not sure, I'm just saying, reposting or saying all the things that he said, but at the same time we feel like this whole thing was orchestrated, long before the pageant, long before the girls even arrived Thailand. Or Homer Harford has already exposed, the reason why they said they should vote for Mexico, why they told him to vote for Mexico, and apparently he said that the plan was for Mexico to win the pageant, so that the business merger between him and Mexico's father would continue. So it's a lot of things that has been exposed in this year's pageant. There's a lot of controversies, this year's pageant. And my heart goes out to Ivory Coast, really. And my heart goes out to her because I know how hard she worked, how Olivia Yates worked for this pageant. She worked to win the pageant. And it all showed in the finals. Right from day one, we all know that, she put in her best into the competition. And, for her to get that result, it was very poor. It was very, very poor. Even if they didn't want to give it to her, at least first round position would have made sense for Ivory Coast. Even if they didn't want to give it to her. But that fourth round position was just like a slap on her face. Really, it was a slap on her face, because even at that, even to the African countries as well. Because we all knew that she was the one to beat. We all knew the efforts that Olivia Yates put into the competition. And if we had to be given that position, that did not make sense to everyone. Everyone that was in the hall, the Filipino fans, the Thailand fans, everybody that came into Thailand to watch the show, they all knew that it was rigged. The results were rigged to favor Mexico. So at this point, I would say, for me personally, I don't think, if this continues, I will not cover Miss Universe next year. I won't even stress myself to cover Miss Universe next year. I won't, give myself the stress of, talking about this whole thing over and over again, because it's sickening. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's very sad, and the greatest injustice is even to the African countries, because I know how the African countries, how they put in their best into the competition, only for their hearts to be broken, only for their hearts to be shattered by this corrupt president and the Miss Universe organization. So at this point, I think the African countries should just boycott Miss Universe for now, until there's a change of power, until Borocha resigns from his position. They should resign. They should not even. They should not even. You know. They should not even stress themselves. You know. Sending a rep next year, because it's waste of money. It's waste of money sending a rep next year if Borocha is still the president of Miss Universe. There's no need for that. If he doesn't step down or resign as Miss Universe president, then for me, there's no need for any African country to send a rep next year. That is my own submission. So, guys, I will drop the link. Oh, if you have anything to say, concerning this issue, you are free to join me on stage and, air your opinion, and let us hear what you have to say. Okay, I'll be very glad if you can air your opinion on this issue, and let us know what you have to say. African country. Okay, tell me why now. Tell me why now. Tell me why now. I don't understand. Where are you coming from? Where are you chatting from? Your chats keep deleting. Oh, why? I saw your chat right now, but it got deleted. I'm just seeing it on my stage, but it's not showing on the screen. Why? Why is it not showing on the screen? Let me show. Let me. He said they know African countries will not say anything, so they chose to drop Ivory Coast in the last position. Like seriously. Like seriously. So they're not looking down on the African countries. So they are saying that the African countries don't have a say, because they feel like we're not going to say anything. We're just going to watch everything slide without saying anything. It doesn't make sense now. Because as it is right now, the African countries are even the ones that are affected by this whole thing. They are the ones that have, they are really, really affected by this whole result. Because we know how Olivia Yase worked for this position, and it was a daylight robbery. So we are all standing in solidarity of her. We are saying that enough is enough. This injustice is must stop. This is an injustice to the African countries, because we know how Olivia Yes worked for this position. So please click on the link. Click on the link if you want to join in the conversation, and I'll bring you on stage. It's not a must that you must show your face. You can talk without showing your face, but let us know your thoughts on this issue, because I know that a lot of you have, you have a lot of things to say. You have, contributions to make to this particular topic, and I know that a lot of you are really, really, really angry with the turnout of the results, and you have so many things to include, based on what has been happening so far. So what do you guys think about this whole thing? For me personally, I feel like it's very, very, very sad. It's a sad situation. And Miss Universe is the pageant that I looked up to. I have this high regard for Miss Universe. Miss Universe and Miss World. They were the pageants that I had high expectations, based on the fact that they've been there for a long time. They have this integrity and all that. I never knew that a day will come like this, where we're going to have the worst result in Miss Universe history, because this is the worst result in Miss Universe history. At this point, I feel like Miss World is the only pageant that is free and fair. That is just my own opinion. Miss World is the only pageant that is free and fair. That is just the only, that's what I can say at this point. Because make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know, for at this point, I think Miss World is the only party that is free and fair. Because this year it's been a roller coaster from Miss Supranational to the Miss Grand to Miss International that is currently going on. Which of course I know that the African countries, they've not crowned an African country since the inception of Miss International. Miss International is even worse. I don't think I want to even stress myself talking about Miss International this year. I don't think I want to do that. I don't even have that strength. Because Miss Universe has, they've taken all my strength now. They have just made me to be angry. I'm not even happy. I'm not even happy with what happened in Miss Universe. And Miss International is another pageant that is very, 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 very. Yeah, they've not even crowned an African country from inception of the pageant. So those ones they're even worse than Miss Universe. They're even worse. We managed to place last year top 20 when Perpetua placed the top 20 last year. This year, I'm not even seeing a placement for Nigeria this year in Miss International. So maybe probably after the pageant I'll talk about it. But for me to stress myself, talk about Miss International, I won't even do it. I won't even stress myself. I won't even give myself that headache to talk about Miss International. I won't stress myself this year at all. Because the headache I'm receiving right now because of Miss Universe. I don't get that time. I don't go stress myself. I beg. It's too much. It's too much. So that is it. What do you guys think? For me personally, I think Miss Universe should resign. She should resign from her position, and they should crown Ivory Coast as the winner, and then they should just redo the whole process all over again. That's just it. That's my own submission. That's my own submission. Crown Ivory Coast as the winner. Because if you look at that particular, to me personally, is between Ivory Coast and Venezuela. Those are the two persons that I thought, that I think answer the question. Probably Philippines as well. It's either Ivory Coast or Philippines or Ivory Coast or Venezuela. They should be the last two standing. Those would have been the last two standing. Not Mexico and Thailand. That is my own. That is what I think, or that's what I thought after the Q&A. So for them to give it to Mexico that did not even answer any question, Mexico fumbled in the two Q&A. There was none that she even answered very well or confidently. So at this point, they should just crown the actual winner and let us all rest. Okay, so that is my own submission in this whole issue, and obviously let's wait for a statement from Miss Universe organization. I feel at this point they should issue a statement. They should let us know and give us let us know why these results, how they collected the results. Let us know what made Mexico to win. What was her final score after the Q&A? They should release the scores, the judges' scores to the general public. That is another thing again that even the judge, what's his name, the judge that resigned. That was what he would have also stated. They should release the actual judges results to the general public. How the 4 judges, the 5 judges, how they scored each of the candidates, and how they concluded that Mexico was the actual winner. They should release the judges' results to the general public. Each of the judges' score on each of the candidates, how they came about Mexico as the winner. They should release the results to the general public. Let us see how Mexico became the winner. That's what I expected them to do. If they know that yes, Mexico won it on a free and fair basis, release the results to the general public. Release the judges' results to the general public. Let us see. Let us see how Mexico won Miss Universe. Release the result to the general public. Release that result. Let us see. They should release the results. If they know that it's free and fair, oh, we understand. It's free and fair from their own side, right? Release the judges' results and show us how they collected everything and made Mexico the winner. That is what I expected them to do. If they want to really defend themselves, they should release the results. Release the judges' score. Let us see how the judges were able to score a Mexico high. So at this point, they know that what they did is wrong. And also, for those of you that did not follow me from the beginning of the show, we should put Miss Jamaica in our prayers. Reports reaching us say that Miss Jamaica, she fell during the preliminary competition and she was not able to make it to the finals. Okay, so at this point, she's still hospitalized because of the fact that when she fell, I think she had a fracture or something. So let us pray for Miss Mexico. I'm sorry, I say Mexico. Who will pray for Miss Mexico? I beg you. Let us pray for Miss Jamaica. Let us pray for Miss Jamaica. Okay, let's wish her speedy recovery. She's still in the ICU at this point, and the doctors are, they are battling to, save her. So let's put her in our prayers and pray, hope and pray that she comes out of this, of this, very, very soon. She should, come out of the hospital hale and hearty very soon. Okay, say hi, sis, still recovering. Miss Criticizer, in fact, I'm just tired. I'm not happy at all. I'm not really happy with this whole result. And like I said, I just took out time these past few days to to cool my brain because I stayed up all night. I stayed from 2 a.m. till 6 a.m. watching the show. At the end of the day, I was so disappointed at the results. Very, very, very unfair. Very, very unfair, and it was a daylight robbery. It's a poor Miss Jamaica. She has gone through a lot. I'm telling you, she went through a lot. Even when she came in late, after the hurricane and all that, she still fell off and she was not even able to participate in the final. So it's a lot on Miss Jamaica. So I'm praying for her to recover fully and get her life back because it's not worth it for this stupid organization for Miss Universe. It's not worth it at all. So I don't think I'll review it. I don't know. In fact, at this point, it's inevitable to review the pageant because a lot of persons are saying that there's a lot more information that will be reviewed by the judge that resigned. So he's saying he's going to release a documentary if they don't Miss Universe they don't Miss Universe does not resign because he's calling for the resignation of Miss Universe and Paul Rocha. He's saying they should resign, immediately, and investigate. Then a committee should investigate the results. So what I'm saying now is that if Miss Universe organization are saying that result is free and fair, why don't they release the official score of the judges? It's very easy to do. Maybe the judges were there, they were competing, they had their what the result sheets. They should release those results for us to see. Let us know how they scored each of the candidates during the top five the Q&A. They should release the results. If they want to defend themselves and say that, oh, they did a good job, they should release the results for us to see. So Miss France organization is planning to drop the Miss Universe franchise, and I don't blame them. Of course, they will drop the franchise now. What is the need of having a franchise when it's going to be corrupt? Like the results are going to be corrupt. There's no need. There's no need sending a rep. That's why I said that the African countries should not even bother themselves to plan a rep for next year. There's no need because you're going to waste money, time, effort, and most importantly, you're going to waste the time of these ladies. You're going to waste the time of these ladies because The pageantry is all about money. If you don't have money, don't even participate. And wasting your money, wasting your hard-earned funds for a pageant that they already know the winner from the beginning. There's no need now. Because now they are saying that Puerto Rico is hosting next year's pageant, of which they've signed some agreements with the Puerto Rican people. And probably one of the conditions that Puerto Rico gave them was that you're going to crown a Puerto Rican person, you're going to crown a Puerto Rican, if we are going to host the pageant. I think that is what the former judge is saying. They should investigate that information, investigate that partnership between Miss Universe and Puerto Rico. Because probably for Puerto Rico to say they want to host the pageant, they must have given them conditions to host the pageant. So it's going to, the fraud will continue next year. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. As long as Paul Rocha is still the president of Miss Universe, the results next year is going to be falsified. So the results were the most bogus results. Exactly. So as long as Paul Rocha is still the president of Miss Universe, the results for next year is going to be falsified. It's going to be falsified. So there are no two ways about it. You understand? There are no two ways about it. The result is going to be falsified. So there's no need talking too much. So what we'll be saying now is we'll be calling for the immediate resignation of Miss Universe Mexico. She should hand over the crown and step down. Then Paul Rocha, the president of Miss Universe, should step down. And also the committee, there should be a committee, an independent committee that will investigate this whole issue, because right now nobody's happy with the results. So they can as well call it Miss Universe Latin America, so they can keep it. They should exclude the rest. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. They should exclude the rest of the world now. They should just do it within themselves, the Latinas and the Caribbeans. They should have the pageant and exclude Europe and Asia and Africa. Because to me, there's no need for Europe and especially Africa to even contest next year. Because it's a waste of money now, going for a pageant when they already know the winner. And that was what Miss Norway was saying. Miss Norway came out and said that apparently they heard in camp that that was a week to the preliminary competition. They heard that they've already chosen the top 30. The top 30 was chosen before the preliminary competition. And the ladies heard it in camp. They heard it while they were in Thailand. Miss Norway came out. She said a lot of things. If you go online, you see a lot of queens coming out to, bear their hearts out, to speak up their mind, because they know that, it was a daylight robbery. They know that the results were falsified. They knew everything. So everybody is coming out to say their own bit of what really happened. So it's very unfair. It's very unfair for these girls to come to put in their best, spend money to contest in the pageant, fly over to the country, the host country, and at the end of the day, their effort is just their effort is not even recognized. Even the voting, all the voting that we did, everything was in vain. If they're already choosing the top 30, that means that the voting was just another way of making money. And they were voting for different categories this year. Best King category, popular vote category, what they call it. There's one segment that they give out, power country, something, beyond the crown. Yes, beyond the crown, something that they did this year, which a lot of countries voted. So those votes were in vain. And they gave that beyond the crown award to Paraguay. And you guys know that Miss Paraguay's boyfriend was part of the committee, the ad hoc committee. So all this were rigged. It was rigged. Because when I saw the award of the Beyond the Crown given to Paraguay, I was like, wow. So what they said was true, that Miss Paraguay's boyfriend is part of the committee, the ad hoc committee, and they chose to select the top 30. Apparently, allegedly, because I heard that Miss Paraguay's boyfriend was part of the committee, so that was why they gave her that Beyond the Crown award. Wow, it is well. So it's clear that, if you want to win now, go and start dating the judge. Start making sure that you date a particular judge so that you can get to the top. That's what they are saying now. He said that Paraguay power country don't make sense. Exactly, it don't make sense now because her boyfriend was part of the committee. Her boyfriend was part of the committee that was chosen to the other committee. That is where the conflict of interest is. How can a judge be dating a contestant and is part of the committee to choose a certain award? Of course, he will choose his girlfriend now. Maybe that was what happened. Paraguay won that particular segment because her boyfriend was part of the committee. So you can imagine those rubbish they are doing. Nonsense, listen, nonsense results. In fact, at this point, I won't waste my time. If Mr. Paul Rocha is going to be the president of Miss Universe, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about Miss Universe next year. I will not even waste my time talking about Miss Universe. I will face other things because as it is right now, I'm even tired of beauty pageants. I'm even tired of beauty pageants. I want to talk about. I want to add other niches to my own to this beauty pageant niche. It's not even paying. The niche is not even paying. Let's just be sincere. The niche is not paying. I want to add celebrity gist. Let me be doing celebrity gist. If I'm doing celebrity gist, at least I know that I'm going to. It's going to pay me more than this beauty pageant with all this, all these corrupt organizations that's giving me headache. I will face celebrity gist too. I think from next year, I will add celebrity gist to my beauty pageant niche. That's what I will do next year. I won't even stress myself again. I'm tired. I say you don't. I'm tired, Miss Christian. I'm tired. I'm tired. This has even made me to no. I was even thinking about it before. I said, okay, let me look for something to add to this beauty pageant. But with what is happening so far, I don't think I want to stress myself with only talking about beauty pageant. I want to talk about other things. Maybe I will even include political news. I will include politics because I like politics. I will include politics. I will include celebrity gist to my niche. Maybe I will even include sports. At least sports now is free and fair. You are seeing what is happening on the field. I will include those things to my niche next year. I can't stress myself with beauty pageants because I don't see anything where I did. If the niche self is not even paying as much as other niches, so why would I be stressing myself? Anyway, you need to do celebrities and fashion events. I'm telling you, Miss. I'll start talking about maybe fashion police. All this Cannes festival, all these movie red carpets in the movie. What they call this movie things again? Hey, I've forgotten their names. So even all these awards, all these music awards, what they call it, movie festivals, what they call all these movie awards. I will start talking about those things. In fact, even in Nigeria here, celebrity gist are plenty. Regina Daniels and Nedwoko gist is everywhere. I was talking about those people. Oh. Even Nigeria celebrity gist is even paying more. There's a lot of gist every day. Even this Danish deception, I will talk about it. I will include it in my gist. All this Danish deception issue, like that is currently taking over TikTok now. I will do my review about it. I'll talk about it because that lady, she messed up big time. In fact, she messed up. The whole of Africa is embarrassed with what that lady did. You allowed a Danish man to deceive you and wreck you of almost $300 and something dollars. I mean, yes, $300 and something dollars. That girl, no, that girl is and in fact, I need to talk about that gist. So I think that's what I will do going forward. I will add celebrity gists, add lifestyle stories, all these movie awards nights, fashion police, and all this Danish deception that is trending now. I'll talk about it on my channel. I will talk about my own 2 cents on what happened on just to react to the story. So I think I'll start doing celebrity gist here. I'm tired of all these beauty pageant gist, honestly. Like it's tiring. is stressful. It's just not it at all. Like I have a lot of things I want to include. Okay, so going forward, I'm going to be talking about other things. I would do a separate video for that. So if I'll still continue with my beauty pageant, but I will include other things as well, so that this channel will not be too boring. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's it going forward. So that's it though. A lot of things, a lot of gist in Nigeria that will even keep me busy. A lot of gist in Nigeria that will keep me busy. A lot of things that's happening around the world. So I think I will need to, diversify my channel and start talking about those celebrity gist and all that. And I'll still continue with beauty pageant. I've not left beauty pageant niche, okay? So for those of you that are lovers of beauty pageant, still stay on my channel, okay? Stay put on my channel. I'm still going to talk about beauty pageant, but I'm going to add much more, I'm going to diversify my channel, include other things as well. So the channel will not be too boring and, just to spice it up a little bit, okay? So let's see how it goes. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you all. And let's hope and pray that Miss Universe release a statement, and let us know what really happened on that finals night. If possible, release the results of the judges, and also let us know the way forward. Okay, so that is my own 2 cents on this issue. Say pageantry is stressful. It takes hours to film and edit. I'm even planning to going back to TV series, reviewing another news. I'm telling you, it's not easy. And when I after you edit, you do this. What is the CPA? What's the RPA? Very low. Like I said, I've not really made much on this beauty pageant niche, and I put a lot of effort. That's why sometimes I just prefer coming on live, because live at least I'm telling you guys how it is. Because when you take out time to film, edit, and do all sorts of, it's not easy. Because like I said, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I have my own business, like my career and all that. So YouTube is something I do by the side, because it's a passion for me. Video passion is a passion for me. So it's not like I'm a full-time YouTuber that has the time to sit down, edit, film videos Monday to Friday. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. So it's not easy to sit down here, you film, you edit, at the end of the day, it will not stress you. You say talk about Danish one. that Danish deception, my dear. Like I don't know, as a Nigerian woman, over here in Nigeria, I grew up, seeing a lot of people idolize, dating white guys, doing this, doing that, blah blah blah. And at some point, I feel like, African ladies idolize white men a lot, and it's not, to me personally, is for me personally. I'm just saying, coming from my Nigerian society, a lot of women here, they idolize white men a lot, and especially when you have black men that are living abroad. A lot of Nigerian ladies want to marry men are living abroad. And for me personally, for the ones that I've seen that have done that, most of them, they ended up regretting it. It's not about the white man or whether he's living abroad. You have to look at certain criteria before you even jump into that relationship. I think at this point we need to even be talking about all these things to educate people about all these things, because for that lady to come out about to come out and tell us about her experiences, she wants somebody to learn. People are bashing her, saying that, oh, she was a fool. She let the man to deceive her, and even told her that he had ties with the Danish royal family. What is there for you to Google this man? Somebody is telling you that he has won 2 Olympic medals. You did not even Google him to say, oh, did you really win the Olympic medal? What is Google for? Google the person. That's what I'm saying. Like black women idolizing white men. Like seriously, that is why she put herself in that situation. Even if it's a white man telling you this, telling you that, you Google him. Google him. Make sure that what he's saying is the truth. Don't compromise your standards because you're dating a white man. That is the message I want to pass across. whether black man or white men, they are the same people. Oh, they have the same kind of mentality. Even some black men, let's just say, okay, some white men, at least they are more exposed, but at the same time, men will be men. They have the same mentality. They have the same mentality. So as a black woman, you have to be very, very careful. You have to be very, very careful. It's not all white men that is all that. You want to go and date a white man, you go for those ones in the trenches. Those ones that most of them are even ex-convicts. I see them now, most of them, they're dating all these white men. They don't even know where they come from. They don't even know anything about their family. How can you marry a man you have not met his family before because he's a white man? You don't even know if he's an ex-convict. You don't know where he's coming from. She messed up big time, and I think at this point I will talk about it. Probably I will just, like I said, I'm going to add a lot of things on my channel and make this to spice up the channel. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. Probably be I will be filming a video introducing my new niche here on my channel, and I will talk about it, and also try as much as possible to bring persons to my channel to discuss celebrity gist, relationship matters, celebrity gist, and also we'll be reviewing red carpet events. I think bringing somebody to join me on the channel would also make it more interesting. Okay, so going forward, if you want to collaborate with me for celebrity gist, topics like these Danish deception stories, how will I put it, like let us just review movies together, review things together. Let me know, okay? Hit me up on my Instagram channel, sorry, Instagram handle, Abe Crystal TV, okay? Hit me up and we can talk about it. We can schedule a time where we can come on live together, or you come on the channel, or we do a collaboration based on these particular topics I mentioned. Okay, so I think at this point it will be very, very important for us to also talk about life situations happening around us, because there's a lot of stories, a lot of things that are happening in the world, and I don't want to that deserve to be talked about. So I think at this point I will diversify on my channel, and let's see how it goes. So I think that's what I will do going forward. So that's it though. That's my own 2 cents on this Danish deception. Because for me personally, I'm like, even our own family self, they not even try. Like, you are dating a man and he's coming to borrow from your own family. Guys, you guys go and listen to that girl's story. Oh. In as much as I blame her, I totally understand where she's coming from. Because I feel like people around her failed her. Like, if you're my friend and your man is coming to beg me for money, I will tell you that, come on, this man that you said, you claim that he has ties with the royal family in Denmark, and also he's a Olympian. Why is he coming to beg me for money? Do you understand? I will tell my friend that, please, this man is not who he claims to be. Because if he's actually who he claims to be, and he's coming to beg your friends and family for money, then he's a fraud. He's a fraudster. He's a fraudster. So I think people around her did not even tell her the truth. They didn't tell her the truth. They did not even, talk to her and say, please, what's happening here with this man? You say this man he has money, he's a real estate mogul, he's a billionaire, blah blah blah. Then why is he coming to beg us for money? Even the family gave him money, the girl's sister gave him money, even the girl's friend's husband gave him money. All these things I don't understand. Like, are they that? And the thing that she was born and bred in the US. She wasn't even street smart, because I know that the Nigerian women, after living in Nigeria, will not even carry that money and give to a man. I'm telling you, you won't carry that money and give to a man. You even went ahead and married this man when you heard that he has a gambling addiction, that he's a gambler. You went ahead and married the man as a gambler. That means that you already set up yourself for what they call it, for to be bankrupt. Because you know that being a gambler, of course they don't have liquid cash now, because they've gambled all their money away. The sister told you he's a gambler. You went ahead and married him as a gambler. Was she? Is it that she's that desperate for what? I don't understand. They say the guy is tall. I've seen the guy's picture. I don't say anything special about this guy. He's 6 feet tall. He has muscle. He has blue eyes, and so he's blonde, and so the red flags were there. But she decided to play blind eyes to it, and she even went ahead and did and married him when she was told that he's a gambler. He has a gambling addiction. You did not think that when you have a gambler as a spouse, you're going to fall into you're going to become bankrupt. It didn't occur to her. And this lady is doing well for herself. She has a house in the US. She has money. She has a job. She has a master's in accounting. Even told her to resign. That was one of the things that made me to realize that this girl, I don't know if she's okay. This man that is promising you heaven and earth told you to resign from your job, and you resign from your job. You resign from your job that's paying you well for somebody that does not even that does not even have the liquid cash. It does not even have liquid cash. Anyway, guys, let me not bore you guys too much. I'll end the live stream here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yes, I was digressing from from beauty pageants to totally deception. Like, seriously, I have a lot to say, and I think going forward, like I said, I'm going to be adding, celebrity gists, lifestyle stories, true life stories, fashion police, all those celebrity talk, celebrity gist, and I would like the music awards, blah blah blah, to my channel. Okay, so you guys should stay tuned for that. But I'm still going to continue with the beauty pageant niche as well. So it's not that I'm going to do away with beauty pageant entirely. No, I'm just going to include those things that I mentioned into my beauty pageant niche. Okay. So guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for following me up to this point. Thank you for watching up to this point. Please, if you're watching me and you have not liked this live stream, like the live stream, like and share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in my next live stream. Okay, so please subscribe and follow me, and for more information, for more updates on pageantry and other gist as well. And when you subscribe, click on the bell notification button so that whenever I do the live stream, I post new videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Okay. Thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Miss Criticizer, thank you for joining me. Let me just acknowledge persons that joined me today. Miss Criticizer, tell me why now. Yes, tell me why now. That your name is very funny. Thank you for joining me as well. Any other person that's watching me that did not comment, thank you for joining me as well. Thank you all for this particular for staying put with me, and I'll see you all in my live stream later. Okay, in another video or live stream later. So yeah, thank you all and good night. Bye.